Oh, something to tell you, something to tell you. Probably not interested. Sorry about the light, and I am now walking about. Where did I put them? Hang on. Wait to see what arrived today. I am so excited about this. You have to see it, even though you probably don't give a damn, but anyway. Can you see that? Ignore the wild hearts. Fuck the wild hearts. Look at what it says below the wild hearts. Backyard Babies are coming to Belfast! Woo! I'm so excited. I can't even tell you. I first saw Backyard Babies in Belfast. Woo! Shit. Lost my file on the floor. I first saw Backyard Babies in Belfast 20 years ago. I'm that old. And they're coming. I can't even. I'm so excited. Album. After Freddie died from Queen, I felt really sad because, well, not just because Freddie died, because that was awful, but because I thought I am never going to have a favourite band ever again. That's it. And I do. I discovered Backyard Babies in my early 20s, and I've never looked back. They're just a live band that are, oh, I love them so much. And they're coming to Belfast. They haven't been here in 20 years. It's not quite 20 years, about 18. So excited. So deliriously excited. I can't tell you. So I'm going now, after having told you my bit of news. So yay! Yeah. So I'm eating an apple. That's exciting stuff, folks, isn't it? So I thought, there's no point in me putting my Backyard Babies news at the end of what I watched, because no fucker's going to watch that. So, I thought I'd do a tiny little short vlog. I'm now about to play some Sims 4, because I am more than a little addicted to it. It's ridiculous. I'm having an apple because I'm trying to be healthy and lose weight. It's not going very well. Yeah. Molly is, let me show you what Molly's doing. Hello Molly, what are you doing? A good girl. Oh, no, that's too close. I can't zoom out quick enough. Are you a good girl? Is Mommy going to play some Sims? Is she? You need to go to the groomers to get that haircut. Yes, you do, little Chewbacca. She looks like a porg when you pull all her hair back from her face. I can't do it though, because I've only got one hand to do it and it doesn't work. Hang on. Nope. Oh, I had to burn Molly. Your bed's a disgrace, Molly. Look at it over there. I'm going to have to go and sort that. I'm going to have to go and sort it now. Let's put this bloody thing on. Oh, there it goes. Look at the disgrace that is this bed. Molly, for goodness sake. There you go, Molly. It's a little bit better now. 'Tis. Let's get some of this Sims played. Let's get this moved before Isaac comes back and flipping sits on it. Oh, my husband has changed his photograph again. Mine's disappeared. I don't exist. What the hell's gone on there? Nope. Facebook's alright. There I am. Oh. I apologise to whoever those messages are from, but I'm probably not going to be going into Messenger today. I go into Facebook every day just for a very quick browse, but what's wrong, Molly? What's wrong with the Mollies? Daddy told me before he left that you had had a big tea and that I was not to allow you to fool me into giving you another tea. That's what you're doing, isn't it? Yes, it is. Is there any treats in the kitchen? I don't think there are. Any treats? Shall we go and have a look for some treats? Treats? Oh, Molly, come on. You know what a treat is. Hang on. Go on, you get going while I go and look for some treats. That game takes so long to load. It's ridiculous. Go on then, you run. See what's in here. You greedy dog, you're your mother's child. There's no treats left, Molly. No treats. Oh dear. Can I have a rawhide bone? You want that? There, you have that. Off she goes, as happy as Larry. So yeah, sorry, crap lighting again, I do apologise. I haven't been doing anything. My apple's going brown now because I've left it so long. Playing Sims, lots of school stuff, lots of trying to get to the bottom of bullying stuff. A horrible person from my past has shown up on Facebook using my date of birth, an ex. It's like, why, you know, this person's like 7 years older than me, birthday completely different time, and I found this through a link to a friend. You know the thing on Facebook, there's someone you may know, people you may know, and I'm thinking, no, please. This guy was a stalker. He emotionally abused and blackmailed me for years. I was very young when I met him. I was 18 and very naive. He was 27. Not a very nice person, but he reversed things round, as people like to do sometimes, and had everyone think I was the issue. It's a big long story, I won't go into it. But yeah, he's popped up on Facebook and is now dating someone that works in a pub that's 2 doors up from my house. Going out with a girl who went to the same school as me. It's all very, it's very suspect. This guy stalked me for years and has just shown up on Facebook with my date of birth on his profile. And now I find out that this year he started dating some. Now I live in a village, a very, very small village, and he's not from that area at all. There's no reason to be in this area unless you live here. But he's now dating someone that lives here and that works 2 doors away from my house, and it's quite concerning because I'm not full of myself in any stretch of the imagination, but this guy was obsessed with me for years because that's his mentality. He did stalk his previous girlfriend prior to me by sitting outside her house in a car and refusing to go away, and I got a lot worse from that because, I don't know why. But yeah, it's quite worrisome, so I've had that on my mind a lot as well. So yeah, you know, it makes you think, do I need to batten down the hatches with social media and remove the mutual friends who I have nothing against for a second? But I've had to do that for self-preservation sometimes because, you know, when you know a person has put you through stuff in the past and you don't want to constantly have to see them flashing up all the time or talk to people about them. Some areas of your life you would rather leave behind if they're really painful, and this mutual friend link is bothering me. And when I moved to England, I got away from all this. But now I'm back in Ireland again. It's sort of like, you know, it's a big enough town, we shouldn't ever need to see one another. And I think I've only laid eyes on him twice since I've moved back here 7 years ago. So yeah, you know, I don't often see him, but it's just very coincidental that he finds himself in my little tiny village that's not in the town that we were both from. It's just out in the blue somewhere, and someone that, I'll say it, looks very similar to me, and someone that works 2 doors away from where I used to live. I think he's been in the pub near my house hoping to run into me and has met her in there. That's what I think has happened. Maybe I'm being paranoid, but when you've been put through stalking by this person for this many years, this is going back, guys, 20 years ago when we split up. But this guy created a profile in 2017 with my date of birth on. That's quite scary, and I don't really know what to do. Darren has said ignore it, ignore him. Any reaction of any description is just going to be thinking, yes, I've got to her. This is just pretend you haven't seen it, pretend you don't know it exists. Ignoring him will bother him much more than anything else. But then it makes me wonder, what if something happens? I know what he's like. It's quite scary. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been up to. A lot of stuff going on at school with Isaac and a bully. And we found out, having gone to a culmination of this guy has bullied Isaac for 2 years at school. If you're on my Facebook, you possibly know that his mother came to our door last year saying that Darren had threatened to beat up her son, which is just ridiculous. But she believed this little shit over an adult. And it comes to pass that the school was meant to speak to this lad's parents about his behaviour and about his bullying, and they didn't. Darren went down to their house last week when they attended a birthday party of a mutual friend, and this lad followed Isaac about in the soft play place for 45 minutes, telling him to piss off, following Isaac and going piss off, calling him names, Isaac was trying to stay away from him because Isaac's actually too soft. Isaac won't be rude. I said, Isaac, you have my permission to tell him to fuck off. I'll be quite blunt. I told my son he could say that because that's the only language this little guy understands. Not content with goading my son for 45 minutes, we had about 8 kids come tell us what he was doing, and we said, look, Isaac, just stay away from him, stay out of his way, because he's from family that we were told by another parent were dragged up and don't really make their kids take responsibility for their behaviour. So we just wanted to stay out of his way and get home. Next thing, he throws Isaac against a wall, elbows him in the face and tries to beat him up. This guy is a year older than Isaac and is quite big. Isaac came back, floods of tears. The good thing is that all of the kids saw it, and 2 of the parents saw it, one of which is a cousin to the family of the lad that did it. So Darren had to go down to her house that evening because she said, if anything happens again, you come and speak to me, because she thought Darren had threatened her son, which he hadn't. So I forgot where I got to. I apologise. So Darren had to go down and see this lad's... I ran out of batteries, sorry. Darren had to go down and see the parents of this lad, who did admit what had happened because everyone had seen it, and she had been told by a mother of one of the other children before Darren got there, so she knew what had happened. When this boy was called into the room to explain himself, just to give you an idea, he falls out with everyone he knows. He uses really offensive language constantly. He lifted a hurling stick above his head and threatened to hit my son round the head with it, which was what the first issue was about. Darren went over, told him off and told him to get his arse home. That was my husband threatening him. He threatened to hit another boy over the head with a brick. This is just the mentality, and he does what he wants. He jumped on my son in school on his back when he was trying to get shoes on after PE. And this was like an after schools thing because this lad's older than Isaac. And he kicked Isaac in the ribs for no reason. That's when the headmaster actually saw what had happened and said, you leave this with me, I will get this sorted. But what culminates is when Darren spoke to the parents, the school has never made them aware of any issue. This boy said that Isaac was constantly giving him issues at school, but now that numerous parents have come and spoke to this family about their son's behaviour and his lies, they have finally accepted that it is him. The father takes a lot more responsibility than the mother does, and the father was disgusted because he was bullied at school, and he had a really decent reaction to it. Gave him a complete arsey and took his Xbox off him and says, you're not going to get that back until you prove you've earned it. Sent him to bed. He said, I'm disgusted. He said, I'm not going to raise a bully. I was bullied and you know how I feel about that. But we'll see what happens. This little lad is a lot of trouble. But finally his parents have admitted he is the issue and he has lied, and they have apologised and says it won't happen again. Darren said, well, we were going to go in and speak to school because I'm really quite upset that they haven't spoken to you about this. We were going to go in and make them aware of the issue, that it has moved from threats to physical violence now. But given what the family said to us and they made assurances, we said we wouldn't do that at this stage. But if anything happened again, obviously we would have no choice. But it's quite scary. Isaac, for the first 3 years of school, did very well and was at the top of his class. I haven't really spoken about this before. I don't even know why I am now. But last year his work slid a bit, and this year they've just been assessed for accelerated reading. Now Isaac is very bright, switched on, he's very bright, but he's come really far down the class for the accelerated reading, like where they're sort of assessed based on a test and what they've read. And it's quite, his work has taken a dramatic downturn in the last couple of years, but this bullying started 2 years ago. So I think it has been affecting him quite a bit. So we're trying to work through that, and we're trying to give him extra support and help at home. And it's just worrying from a parent's point of view for your child going through that. And at school now, bullying is not seen as bullying. They must refer to it as unkind behaviour, and they must try and support the bully to make a change. But there doesn't seem to be any repercussions of bullying. Just telling a bully that what they're doing is wrong. And I'm sorry, but When we were at school, well, when I was at school, you would have been caned because I went to school in the time of corporal punishment. And I'm not saying that should happen, but there should be punishment. There should be being made to sit out of PE possibly. There should be a suspension. There should be, in some cases, an expulsion. But it doesn't happen now because figures for schools don't look good when that happens, you know. So the emphasis seems to very much be on the bully rather than the victim, and it's frustrating. And I've seen my son's schoolwork really suffer due to this, so it is frustrating me. So I've got a stalking arsehole and trying to deal with my son being bullied. So quite a bit going on right now. So yeah, that's why I haven't been online too much, because I don't want to get bogged down in the minutiae of other stuff, you know what I mean? It's yeah, so I just tend to switch off and put my computer on or switch on a series or a movie, and that's what I'm doing right now. So yeah, that's what's going on in my life, guys. I just wanted to fill you in. Well, to be fair, I just wanted to show you my Backyard Babies tickets and tell you of my excitement. But then I thought, if I leave this at the end of that video, no bugger's going to watch it, so I'll just do a little vlog. And then all this started coming out. I hadn't planned for it to, it just did. So yeah. It's easy that way sometimes though, because it's hard to sort of like people you want to speak to tell them all in an email or stuff can be difficult, and putting it all in words, it's much easier to, you know, to do it this way. But yeah, that's where I shall leave it for today. I hope you guys are well. I hope everybody's dandy-o. Sending much love from me to you, and I shall see you again in a future vlog. Over and out from Lisa Lives.